So for my professional interview project, I interviewed Nicole Heredavia from ADP. And Nicole is an HR business partner at the director level where she's responsible for about 1,000 associates. She went to school at Toledo University in Ohio. And while she was there, she stumbled across human resources because she actually took a career assessment survey, which she recommended most people don't rely on the results of those, but it worked out for her. And in her results, it said that she would be best suited for a human resources job. And so she ended up changing her major, and she took a couple of classes on human resources, and she ended up falling in love with those classes and the industry itself. And while she was there, ADP came to their campus and was talking about internships. And she was so interested that she ended up applying and then got an internship where she worked in that role for about a year and then worked her way into a job, and she's been there ever since. She's been there for about 10 years, and she said that she loves working with the people there and the culture, and she loves human resources because she loves working with people, and she loves working with organization and structure and policies and providing a guidance on how to solve issues. She said that at the end of the day, she loves having the ability to help people in their hardest moments. In the content of the interview, I asked Nicole a couple questions about her job responsibilities. She said she works on the intersection of achieving organizational objectives and implementing strategic staffing. And I also asked her if she is involved in the research process and talking to senior management like we do in our class. And she said it's similar, but she doesn't do a lot of the research. Senior management, they do the research, they make decisions, and she partners with them by taking their decisions and communicating those things out to associates. So she doesn't really submit recommendations to the, officers of human resources, but she partners with them and communicates that out. So I asked her a couple questions about what are some of those issues that she's communicated out to associates. What does that process look like? And she said right now, even 3 years after COVID, one of the things that they are still implementing practices on is return to the office. And one of the things that she shared with me is that she has to tailor the approach for the audience that she's sharing the information with, and she always tries to take an approach that she does not have to walk back from. And her point in saying that was, and she gave a good example, was my dad is actually one of her associates. And in my dad's role, his role was work from home even before COVID. And so after COVID, his role basically looks the exact same as it was before COVID, during COVID, and after. So she does not have to share a lot of specifics on information about return to the office because his job is pretty much looks the same. However, she has to tailor the approach, and when she shares information with associates that were in the office before, they need a lot more information on what return to the office is going to look like. So that's what she meant by that. And then I asked her, what are some current issues that you faced before COVID and some things that you see coming after? She said the biggest thing is mental health. That was a problem before COVID, it was a problem during COVID, and it'll be a problem afterwards. She said with COVID kind of being in the rearview mirror, there's new stresses that are on people's minds, new things that they didn't have to worry about before COVID that now they're trying to figure out how to handle. And I asked her what the process looks like for her to reach out to associates and talk with them and get them the help they need. And she says what she does is before she talks to an associate, she gathers as much information as possible. And she says the process is really easy when associates come directly to her and partner with her so that she can help them. However, sometimes there are managers that come to her about associates. And so she says when that happens, she tries to talk to the manager, get as much information as possible about the situation, and then she reaches out to the associate in a way that is approachable. She tries to not draw any concern from the beginning, but she said it starts even before that. She is constantly trying to build relationships with her associates, get in front of them, go to events, network with them, get to know them, reach out to them in the office, outside the office. But she does a lot of research with each of her associates, finding out what they need and providing them the help they need. And depending upon the severity of those situations determines the length of that process. But my interview with Nicole was absolutely wonderful. I learned a lot of good, helpful information. And I hope that everyone got to talk to somebody like her. So.